You know what sucks?
Give me a bit more of a hint.
Christian Bale's performance in this movie.
Oh,
My goodness.
right off the bat.
No, I'm just,
right off the bat.
yeah. Spoiler alert. Of things to come, of the direction that this is going to head. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's interesting. We made this decision to do back-to-back Batmans, and it's kind of a fun continuity. It's neat.
And it's a decision that we've made that may go on to make us. Or break us. I don't know.
I don't know.
Could be. Things could take off here. It could be like, could be huge, or listenership could just drop right off. Who knows? We'll see.
We'll find out.
Screw the listener. It's not about the listener. It's about us. It's about us and movies and popcorn and all of those good things. Speaking of which, oh my goodness. So yeah, we're doing The Dark Knight. Next week, I have an excuse to go sit in a movie theater again, and I am jazzed.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
It's been a while.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome, everyone. We are the Movie Men podcast.
Yeah.
We're continuing
aptly named because we are a podcast
about movies, and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, there's nothing else in that title that has any accuracy whatsoever.
But we are continuing our journey in the Batman series. Many different actors, many different directors, many different decades.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Some good, some not so good.
Some horrid. Some are really bad.
And right now I'm paying my dues, and that's fine. That is fine.
Listen, after the 1966 Batman and the 1997 Batman and Robin, anything is a cakewalk.
Yeah, okay. Those are, it's like, I would say, to put it in familiar movie men terms. George Clooney and Batman and Robin was kind of like my Roger Moore of James Bond. Now I'm on to Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
And so there's comfort in that.
Yeah.
It is a nice it is a reprieve.
Yeah.
But there's Daniel Craig coming. And so, it's like
interesting.
It's like
interesting. I thought with this analogy that the Daniel Craig would have been Michael Keaton right off the bat.
Well, it's hard to say.
Okay. Wow.
Because at times, as much as I love Daniel Craig as James Bond, and absolutely I do. I sent you today that new trailer came out for No Time to Die.
Oof.
Oh, hand grenade. I'm so excited.
A little spicy. Yeah.
But as much as I love to hate him, there is something about Sean Connery as 007 that is magnetic. You just can't, it's him. He's the guy. He is. Sean Connery is 007.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, obviously I like Michael Keaton as Batman way better than I like Sean Connery as well, just about anything. But yeah, so anyways, this metaphor is falling apart left, right, and center. So let's press on. Let's press on, pressing on.
Sure. The Dark Knight. We'll get into some more details, but in a nutshell, I am intrigued to have this discussion. I think this is going to be a discussion. I don't really have a horse in this race. I think in times past, there's been movies that I maybe like more that you maybe think are overrated or just don't like as much as me. And that, I think, just in a nutshell, I enjoy The Dark Knight. I think it's a really good film, and we'll get into some details later. But I think the stance I'm having is in this conversation going forward, as I have two open ears and I'm willing to have just listen to what you have to say.
Sure.
And I'm actually quite intrigued and open to being swayed to saying, you know what, either A, this is overhyped, or B, it is what it is, or C, it's not that good, or, wherever the conversation leads us. Or it might just end up that my position doesn't change too much, but I am quite open and intrigued to see where this goes.
What an interesting dynamic for this episode. I feel like that doesn't happen often.
Well,
not that we don't have interesting dynamics, but that this specific, we both go into films, we both go into episodes, I feel like, usually fairly opinionated about the film.
Right.
And I am opinionated about it.
Sure.
And I am going to say some things today that are, it's probably safe to say, are unpopular things. And I'm fine with that.
Sure.
But I'm so juiced up. I'm so revitalized by the notion that that you're going to hear it with open ears.
And let me,
open arms and an open heart.
Of course. And let me just be clear. I do have opinions about this film. It's more just when I was thinking about my opinions coming into right this moment, it's not like a film that I'm so convicted about that if someone said, no, this isn't such a great film for these reasons, I would be in there in a coffee shop trying to convince them why they're wrong. And with this, I'm very open to going, let's examine it from all the different angles. Let's examine.
I'm really glad that you have opinions about this film because we're doing a podcast episode on it. So
I've never
if you're like, you know what? I just genuinely don't have any opinions about this film. I would say, why are you here?
And first trivia question. I've never seen this film.
Trivia question 1. What film are we doing this week?
Yeah. Christian Bale. What? Who?
Okay. Well, so speaking of which, hit me up with some trivia.
Okay. I'm going to try something. I'm not sure if it's going to come through, but let's have a trivia section.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you heard that. Maybe you didn't.
No. Was it? What was supposed to happen?
I hit a sound effect. I'm not sure if it'll come through or not, so we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't hear it, but maybe it'll,
come on my audio feed.
Okay.
We'll see. A couple little tidbits before my one question for you. Just this movie got a lot of money, like it was a cash cow. Over $1 billion in revenue worldwide. At the time, it was the 4th highest grossing film and the highest of 2008. And it's just amazing that what the cement mixer, just how intense the movie market is. Because I was curious, I was like, okay, 4th highest in 2008. I wonder where it stands now. What's happened in the industry? And it's gone all the way down. It's still respectable, but 47th now. It's gone from 4th to 47th. So there's been some massive.
It's been a long
films.
time.
Granted, 13 years. Doesn't feel like 13 years, but yeah, granted, it's been 13 years, but still.
Yeah, so let's think about the ones that let's think about the top tiered ones right now.
Sure.
So you have Titanic, and Titanic is just a thing of its own. Titanic, it's going to take a very long time for Titanic to be removed from the top 5 even.
Yeah, and even more so for Avatar.
Right, so Avatar, which again is just its own thing. It's not even Avatar, you can't even really hold in the discussion because it's just
Yeah, so unique.
You could almost say I'm the highest grossing film of all time, well, except for Avatar, of course.
Yeah,
right?
honestly...
It's just its own thing.
You actually, that, if someone said that, I'd take that as an argument. I'd be like, that's fair. That's fair.
Right. And and then Endgame.
Yeah.
And but you look at everything else in there, and there are these major kind of tentpole event level
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
And
There was a
like,
whole
there's
a
some
whole
Star
storm,
Warses and
like
stuff.
a perfect storm that went along with these films to kind of really propel them up.
Yeah, well, and there's some Star Warses and stuff like that, but also, like, with the exception of Titanic and to an extent Avatar, they're all pretty recent movies, and that's because we've seen like a huge shift and change in the movie going climate, right? Like now a lot more people. I mean, not in the last 2 years, but a lot more people go see the film. Like, go see movies.
Yep.
A lot more people are seeing movies several times, going back, bringing their friends, right? Like, when The Dark Knight came out, I saw it twice in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
But that's, that probably certainly makes me a minority.
Sure.
I don't know many people who only saw Endgame once. I would say the number of people who saw it, like, for The Dark Knight, I feel like maybe 10% or 15% saw it twice. And the other 85 to 90% only ever saw it once.
Right.
Whereas with Endgame, that number is closer to 50-50, if not more people than not saw it more than once.
Sure.
So, it's I'm not surprised that it's been bumped down that far.
Sure.
Only because the movie-going climate is radically different than it was.
That's actually some interesting context to that. That's a fair point. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
My other little tidbit before my question: have you ever had like a night, like an event where you almost went out with some friends, and then you decided not to go, and then like the next morning or the week later, or however long later, the friends went, "Oh yeah, and you won't believe this happened, and then this happened, and then we met Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then we did this, and it was crazy, and we won the lottery or whatever it is." And you go, I should have gone out. I should have gone to this, whatever event it was.
The time I almost went to Woodstock.
So in 2005, August 2005, Katie Holmes reportedly planned on reprising her role of Rachel Dawes, but she eventually turned it down for the film Mad Money with Diane Keaton and Queen Latifah. And listen, I'm not saying that Dark Knight's the best movie ever made, or it's, the be all and end all, but I'm just saying,
but she made the wrong choice.
She made the wrong choice. However you cut it on The Dark Knight, she made the wrong choice. Queen Latifah, big deal. Diane Keaton, big deal. But compared to The Dark Knight, it trumped the decision she made. And, it is what it is, but it's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, definitely.
My question, the one question. So I think, like, you're aware of this, and most of the movie fans who are, at least were around, like, young adults or were consenting adults around the time of The Dark Knight, were aware that Heath Ledger won a posthumous award for Best Supporting Actor, just because there was a lot of hype around it, just because the film came out after.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge deal, and the fact that he won it, and it was just from the hardcore fan to just movie fans to just average fans. Most people were aware of this, so I have no doubt that you were aware of that. That The Dark Knight won an Oscar due to Heath Ledger's performance, Best Supporting Actor.
Yep.
My question to you, and I showed my hand a little bit last week, so that Batman Begins did not win an Oscar. But my question for you about the Dark Knight trilogy, and I know you have a bone to pick about calling it that, but I'm just calling it Christian Nolan's 3 films. Was Heath Ledger's Oscar the only Oscar that his trio of films won?
if the Dark, maybe the Dark Knight won something else, like maybe it won Best Soundtrack or something. I doubt it.
For context, I don't have the nomination number for Dark Knight Rises, but for Dark Knight, there were a total of 8 nominations, including Heath Ledger's win.
I'm going to say that it's not the only Oscar, but I don't have anything to back that up with. Like I'm not going to say, oh, because I think, the Dark Knight Rises won the best screenplay.
Sure. Right. Okay. Let me give this a try. I tried to do a sound effect. It'll either just be awkward silence or a cool sound effect, but that is correct. There was a second win for The Dark Knight. It got Best Sound Editing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just
the Dark Knight, there's one moment where the sound, I think the sound is absolutely, like, awe-inspiring. And I think about this every time.
Sorry, you're serious. I thought you're not just trolling.
I am dead serious. It's a weird moment. It's like it stuck out to me in the theater both times I watched it all those years ago.
Which part?
And it has stuck out to me ever since.
Okay.
So I mean, it's definitely not what it won this on.
No,
it's just like this weird moment where it's like, oh, weird. Like the sound's really weird here. But
is it like a part that you can share, or is it like something really minute?
Sure, yeah. So it's the Joker's opening scene in the bank.
Oh.
Huh. And there's just something about the way Heath Ledger is mic'd, where it's his first line.
Okay.
Right. Well, no, technically not, because his first line is, no, I killed the bus driver.
Yep.
But his first, like, unmasked line, his reveal line, where he says, I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you, and then takes his mask off. And something about when he takes his mask off, his voice just gets so much bassier. And it's just like, I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. And it's just like this deep, like his voice almost sounds like an orchestra. Like it's like this very... There's so much body to it. And I don't know why. I don't know. Something about that one moment always resonates with me when I'm watching it. And I'm like, wow. Like, just this perfect, angelic sounding voice. But anyways.
That's really cool. It is a very interesting scene.
So, good trivia, man. Good trivia.
Thank you.
So, should I just start laying out unpopular things to say?
Let me...
So, or do you want to hear what I do like about it?
Let me relay why I think it's a good movie in like 40 seconds or less, just to kind of lay the groundwork as far as like, this is why I think it's good. This is why I think it could be commendable. And then I'll kind of pass the baton back to you and we'll see where it takes us.
All right.
So,
and then we'll start slashing with the machete.
So, with this film, obviously, like the first film with Ra's al Ghul, in this film we've got the Joker, and we've got a villain, an antagonist who isn't crazy, and he's cold, he's sinister, he's awful in a lot of different ways, and that obviously films the fuel and branches into different things. But he's not just a one-dimensional kind of comically silly bad guy. And so I feel like that is something that the first movie did well, and that was strong, and they continued with that in this film. And I would say it is a little bit darker and a little bit more sinister than we saw even with Ra's al Ghul, who wanted to just massively kill a whole city.
Yeah, he was a genocide man.
He wasn't anything to laugh at, and I'm thinking they went even a step darker with the Joker. But even with that, just as a piece of fiction, it's still captivating and interesting. And I think what they do with it, and what they did well in the first one, and they continue to do in this one, and maybe even a little bit better, is they take the storyline away from just like minutia of let's fight this up or let's blow that up, and those are just a means to an end. And at the end of the day, what this movie, like the Joker says, is about is a moral battle for the city of Gotham. And for me, how can you get any higher stakes than that? And with a plot line like that, like it just elevates everything. The stakes are higher, the tension is higher. And I think where this film stands alone, or where this film gets its hype, I feel it could be a standalone film, just because at times it's about Batman, it's about Joker, it's about all these things that are a continuation of Batman Begins, but it's also just its own independent entity where all these kind of we get challenged. Both Batman, both Harvey Dent, both Gordon, they get challenged with all these like philosophical kind of conundrums of what should they do, what's the right thing to do, what's the best thing to do for themselves, for everyone else. And as the viewer, we are part of that. Like, we are part of that conundrum, and we're challenged. And I just feel like for that reason, I feel this film is so different from other Batman films, and it almost could just be a standalone film. Like, if this film just was released without being a trilogy and it was just this single Batman film, I still think it would have held up on its own. And yeah, I think just the magnitude of the things that are covered in this film make the audience question, what would we do in this circumstance, or what is the right thing to do? Like, that's all I have to say. But just like in scenes like where, you know, there's fairies and everyone has the perceived power to either save themselves or kill each other or do this or do that, or should we kill someone to give up Batman or kill someone to get the Joker, and all these kind of things, and all these, I guess there's all these things that extrapolate and resonate more than just kind of the simple comic book narrative that make this film different from the rest. And that's why I feel it's such a standalone film, and why it's still an enjoyable view when I watched it this week.
I agree about it being able to be a standalone film 90%.
Okay.
I think absolutely you're correct right up until the ending. I don't think, if you're not going to do another one, I don't think you can have them go on the run like that. I don't think it would be as satisfying. You know, like there's lots of movies where they leave it like kind of open-ended and stuff's going to happen, and you know, like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie, although it sounds like we're getting another one.
Yeah.
Originally we weren't going to, and that was the ending they chose, and you know what, that's fine.
Sure.
I don't think that it would have worked as well in this case, but I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I don't think they, like, if this was a standalone film, I don't think they could do that, just from what's acceptable for mass audiences and people not being content with like an unresolved ending. But part of me, and it could just be that I like this film, but part of me would be intrigued to have such a bitter ending and not kind of wrapped up and resolved. But I think you're right. I don't think they could do that.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But
I want to be that guy in the, you know, the meme with the guy in the park?
Oh,
and it's like something, change my mind.
Change my mind. Okay.
That's all I want to do right now. I just want to like make a statement.
Sure. Yep.
And then hand you the mic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Statement number 1.
Sure.
The Dark Knight,
Okay.
although a far superior film to the movie Avatar,
Okay.
is almost as overrated, almost as like hyped up beyond, like hyped up to be more than it actually is. It's almost as hyped up as Avatar. Just in that it's a great film.
Sure.
It's a good movie. And when I went to the theater in 2008, I loved it just as much as everyone else did.
Sure.
I saw it twice. I was quoting it. I was doing all the, you know, that Halloween, just like everyone else. I actually got really good at doing, like really good.
Oh yeah,
at doing Heath Ledger Joker makeup.
I have not seen pictures, but I can see it happening.
Oh, I should send you something. Yeah. You'll be like, seriously, that's you?
Yeah.
So, but, considering that it is the movie in this trilogy that almost exclusively gets talked about, that really nobody talks about Batman Begins. And everyone pretends that Batman or the Dark Knight Rises doesn't exist. So,
yes. Fact.
they're like, oh yeah, but the dark, and maybe I see more of it than you do because
Sure.
I'm a part of like Batman online groups, like conversations
Sure.
with these like
Yep.
sweaty Batman nerds who are just like, oh man, the Dark Knight, if I could only ever just do anything ever again for the rest of my life, it would be to sit and watch the Dark Knight because it's so good, it's so good. It's a great movie.
Sure.
But there are those who have damn near formed a religion around this movie. And it's just not that good. It's just not good enough for the hype that you're giving it.
Okay.
So that is unpopular statement number 1.
Yep.
The Dark Knight is grossly blown out of proportion on the scale of how good it actually is.
Woo. It's a bold statement to make, considering Avatar was used in the same sentence.
Right? do you have any objections, sir?
And here's where I'm coming from, the open-mindedness, because I think you make an interesting point. I do think we come from two sides of the fence on this, because I am not as invested in the Batman universe, and so I don't have as much experience overhyping it. And just as a story to illustrate that, I saw this film as a standalone film. I literally went out with some friends. I was aware that this film was a thing, but I maybe saw like half a trailer and I was like, oh, seems interesting. I'm moving on with my day.
Did you know it was a sequel?
What's that?
When you saw it, did you know it was a sequel?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. I must have.
Okay.
I must have. But I literally went out with
But you hadn't seen the first one.
Not even a little bit. I went out with some friends and then they decided, yeah, let's go see Dark Knight. Or maybe I went with them and they were planning on doing it. Anyway, I just kind of went and they're like, Dark Knight. And I was like, sure, let's go. Went and saw it. Last minute, we got like the last 4 seats. I was at the front. It was at like 11 p.m. I remember some of those panoramic shots that just like went around in the circle with like the Joker like pointing knives at people and getting like dizzy, but also going like, this is amazing. And
Right.
I guess what I'm trying to say about that is I had no experience with people overhyping it before I saw it. I saw it with the freshest slate possible, and I think because of that,
Right.
I've never had a tarnished opinion of it, because I go, hey,
Okay.
that's really good, but I've never experienced the same overhypedness, and I think it would bother me if I did experience that, and it will going forward if anyone ever says some things along of that same cut.
Isn't it the greatest movie that has ever? It's just so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Unpopular thing number 2.
Bring it.
Although, okay, so Heath Ledger's Joker. There are several things about it's an excellent performance.
Sure.
Excellent performance. It's not my favorite Joker.
Okay.
I don't even think it's not even my favorite live action Joker, but if we're including like video games and cartoons, like just the style and the mannerisms of the Joker it's just not my favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
And I can get more into that in a minute. It is an excellent performance.
Oh, for sure.
Excellent.
Yep.
Like the fact that you watch it and you go, that's Heath Ledger? Like, and the fact that he did this and he pulled it off after everyone, like even before social media, everyone hated on this casting.
Oh, wow.
Everyone was like, oh, get the Brokeback Mountain, the gay cowboy's gonna play the Joker. It's this is stupid, right? Like it was huge. It was big outroar.
Wow.
However, as good as it is,
Okay.
Heath Ledger's Joker would not be talked about,
Mm.
cared about, remembered as fondly, or be such the fan favorite that it is
Yep.
if Heath Ledger were still alive. So
Yeah.
much of the, Heath Ledger is the best Joker there ever was, he's just the best Joker, is because he died.
Yeah.
That is, and I'm sorry, like,
Yeah.
it's an unpopular thing to say, but, had Joaquin Phoenix died during the press release, whatever, like the press run of his Joker film,
Right.
we'd be singing the praises of that one instead.
It's an interesting point. I feel like I'm just going to take the fence on this one and say there's no way for us to know, just because we don't know. But I do see the logic in what you're saying, and for better or worse, I do think that it is unfortunate, because when I watched this, I don't know where I stand with him being the best Joker of all time. I do like Jack Nicholson. I'm not a fan of the newer renditions of the Joker, so if Heath Ledger isn't number one, he's definitely a close number two.
Right.
And I guess just in my personal experience with watching this rendition of the Joker, I did fall into the trap, not of saying Heath Ledger's the best there ever was, end of story, don't talk to me, shut up. But I did fall into the trap of going, oh, gee, this is unfortunate. It is sad that this young man passed away just as a human being, but also as like a talented actor.
Sure.
And it's unfortunate. And for better or worse, there is a tension that would go along with that set of circumstances brewing for Oscar nominations, for Oscar wins, for attention to the movie. So I'm going to sit on the fence on that one, and I'll say it's just too hard to know, but it's an interesting thought that I had never considered before, that might be one of the driving factors of why he has this legacy of being the best in some people's opinions.
Well, and a shame that originally he was intended to be in the sequel. He was going to be in the third one.
Right.
Because, I mean, how can he not be? How can you introduce Joker and because he doesn't die.
To which
the Joker doesn't die in this. He just gets arrested.
And to which, aside from like the human tragedy aspect of it, which is obviously the main thing, but also it is just unfortunate to have that storyline not continue, just because, again, I'm not saying he's the best Joker of all time, but it was an interesting plot point, and it would have just been interesting to continue, just because it felt like there could have been some more things to resolve going forward.
Sure.
And at least I can understand Heath Ledger when he talks.
And it's one of those weird things where Heath Ledger, so without revealing our ages, you don't like to do that for some reason, and that's fine.
Listen, when you've lived through Woodstock, you're about 29 and holding.
Right. Heath Ledger was 28.
Yeah. Yes.
And so it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that that gets me. So when I was a teenager, I had a good friend of mine who was 7 years older than me. I would have been 17, 6 years. He was 6 years older than me. Passed away in a horrible accident. He worked for the hydro company.
Oh, shoot.
And there was a accident during a thunderstorm. And he was electrocuted.
Oh.
And so, anyways, I remember, and he was 23.
Oh, jeez.
And I remember, like, wife and child, and it was terrible. But I remember the day I remember when I was 23, and the day that I realized I'm the same age now, because he was
Right.
always he was like
Yep.
6 years older, and so when you're like, when you're 13
Yeah.
and he's 19, he's just
Right.
this like impossibly older guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're like, he's just an adult. He's got a house. He's got a kid. He's got,
For sure.
he's just he's an adult. And you always kind of like, it's funny. Our brains do this thing where you always see people older than you. Like if I don't know if any of your grandparents are living still, but if they are, when you picture your grandmother, say,
Right.
and you picture her now, and then you think back, if you think about memories that you have of her when you were 10, in those memories, in your brain,
Right.
she pretty much looks the way, or not too much differently than she actually looks now.
Right.
Because we just we take people's appearances and we plug them into, whatever. Anyways, this is a tangent, but yeah, it's strange. It's strange to be Heath Ledger died and you're like, holy crap, but I'm older than that.
Yes.
It's just weird. It's weird.
It
so
also
that's-
just adds a tragic, it is a sad no matter how you cut it, but then it's just an extra layer upon the sadness that it's like, dang, this guy was
he's
young. So young. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I it's this other thing where you're like, okay, 28. And he was 28 years old.
Right.
And
yeah.
he played the Heath Ledger Joker in The Dark Knight.
Right. Yeah.
The hell have I done? What?
It's
What accomplishments have I made when this 28-year-old
Yeah.
is the most iconic, maybe not the best, but certainly the most famous
Oh, yeah.
Joker performance of all time.
nothing to sneeze at.
No. So, anyways.
It's similar to Orson Welles when you look at when he was 25 years old, where he wrote, directed, and was the lead star in Citizen Kane when he was 25. And I look
Right.
at what I did when I was 25, and I go, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, never mind.
Right? It just kind of makes you go, okay, next year. Next year
Yeah.
is my year. Next year.
2022, here
Next
we
year,
come.
I'm just gonna go for broke and make something of myself.
Yeah,
Okay, so now so those are the two big
Sure,
controversial
Yep,
things.
yep.
I'm just gonna rapid fire through some things
do it.
now,
Do it.
and basically say yay or nay.
Okay,
Either it worked for
Yep.
me and I like it, or
Yep.
no, it's garbage.
sure.
And I'm not really gonna touch on any of the stuff that I did from if it's just a carryover from Batman Begins,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Michael Caine as Alfred, yay, I like him.
Of course.
Morgan Freeman, yada yada.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Just new stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
The new bat suit,
Sure.
nay, I don't like it. It's too. I don't know. I don't like the cowl. I don't like the cowl. And I get it. And so it's like this long-standing joke in live-action Batman movies where because it's all one piece, if he wants to turn and look at something, he has to turn his shoulders.
Right.
But it's become like the Batman movement. It's like a mannerism that Batman moves as this kind of
Right.
structure type
Yep.
thing. And he, so I want to be able to turn my head, and it's like, wow, it'll make backing out of the driveway a lot easier. And so it's fun, it's funny, and it's a great line, and it makes me laugh because I know the history of Batman can't turn his head.
Right.
I just don't. I think there's ways they could have done it. I loved, again, at the beginning of this one, we see that long panther animalistic neck, and it's just this great velvety cape. It's this great suit, and I just didn't. And big bat symbol across this big wide chest, and I really liked it. And I just don't like the new one. It doesn't work for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
The story in this movie, this is a much more complicated movie.
Very.
there's just so much going on. And I think you said that in the last episode that like,
Right.
you know, Batman Begins is a very simple, easy to follow story.
Yep.
And the one thing that stood out to me, and I do get it, but like I was watching this movie with someone who hadn't seen them before.
Oh, okay.
And the whole time was thinking, do you understand what's happening with Lau?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's actually really stupidly convoluted.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the fact that Batman is pursuing him, but Bruce Wayne is also kind of playing him, and
Yeah.
Dent wants him, and the Joker's interacting with, and it's just like this really complicated, confusing kind of storyline.
It's. I'm glad you bring that
Feels
up because
unnecessary.
no, because that's something I was going to mention when we were giving our scores, but I do feel one flaw or drawback of this film is its length, and I'm not opposed to long films, but I do feel there was a lot of convolutedness to some parts of this storyline, and what you outlined was definitely one of them, where either I didn't need it in the big picture of what was going on, or it could have been a lot simpler or a lot more concise, because I agree there's a whole lot going on where at the end of the day it's A, confusing, B, adds a lot of screen time, and C, you don't get a lot of bang for your buck. And just to add to your point about how convoluted it was, I've seen this movie many times. It's been 13 years. I've seen it many a time. There were, for sure, a couple things, but definitely there was one scene where, like, I can't give an exact example, but where there was some back and forth between Batman and Morgan Freeman. And there was something that Morgan Freeman said that I went, oh, okay, I know what he means by this line, that the other times I just didn't really pay too much attention to. And my point of it was there's so much going on that even after seeing it so many times, I actually found something that I only understood because I've seen it so many times.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I agree.
It's complicated.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, so the Lau thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face, I like him,
Sure.
but again, it's like, well, we've got 20 minutes left in this film. What should we do? Well, let's introduce a new villain. And it's just like, what? Like, I don't know. It seemed to me more like I would have preferred it if we had just spent this film setting up Harvey Dent, and let us really love him.
Okay.
Let us really have this film come out and spend the next 3 or 4 years waiting for the next film to come out, basking in the fact that Harvey Dent is Gotham's White Knight, and that maybe make Batman go on the run for a different reason. So Harvey really is our only freaking hope, because
Right.
Batman can't, whatever.
Yep.
And then make him have to come back because then something happens to Harvey, and then it felt, it felt like he wasn't given the time that he deserved as a villain in this film,
I do want to
and then
jump.
killed him.
Yeah, I do want to jump on this wagon here because I think there's definitely stuff to chew on here. I will agree, or at least go on from what you've said. I did appreciate Aaron Eckhart in this role, and compared to the Two-Face we've seen in the past, that was just throw up in your mouth bad. We did get so much depth and motivation for this character, and how, as a viewer of the film, how can you not relate to what he's at least feeling and the loss that he's had, and he's just at a loss to what to do with his life. What I'll say, I'm tempted to agree with what you said, just because I don't like where the series goes with the next installment. So it's tempting to have, let's set this movie up just to bask in his glory, to love him,
Sure.
and then in the third film, take something else out of that film that is not doing it for me, and have the Two-Face where it turns and it's this downfall of this character. I'm tempted to say maybe you're onto something. The one thing I will say is I don't. You maybe lose something just because there's something to the dramatic, like the dramatic story arc of him seeing it happen so fast and just having this good character and then having it ripped away from the viewer. So I'm interested to that point that you're making, but I'm not sure if it would work.
Yeah, because what I would want is, the way I would do it is make Harvey play a bigger role in putting Joker away.
Oh.
Then Joker breaks out, seeks his revenge, F's Harvey up.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just because then I felt like there were times where in this film where the antagonist that I was supposed to be watching and the fact and every possible pun intended, but Joker doesn't even get the last laugh in this movie.
Right.
It's Joker. It's Joker. It is the quintessential Batman villain, and we deal with him, and then we've still got another guy to go deal with. It just doesn't have that punch the way that it. Anyways, that's fine.
Yeah.
I like the Bat Pod, so the Tumblr becomes better for me because of the Bat Pod.
Who doesn't?
Because
love
I'm
that?
like, yes, okay, that is a Batman thing. That is something that, and then I'm wondering, is this something that him and Fox have come up with, as the Batman thing? Because there's no way the Tumblr just did that. There's no way this military vehicle had this motorcycle built into it.
Not a
That's
chance.
totally a Batman upgrade.
Yep.
So that's cool. There's a couple Joker moments that I really like, but then they don't play them out enough. So I like my Joker to be very crazy.
Sure.
On the theatrical side, which in our teaser at the end of Batman Begins, Gordon says has a taste for the theatrics. And it didn't come through a whole lot, right? It was kind of like they were setting up, because obviously when they write that line, and Gary Oldman says at the end of Batman Begins, they hadn't begun this. Heath Ledger hadn't been cast. They hadn't, they weren't setting up something specific. They were setting up what they knew who the Joker was. Yeah. And then I feel like they went in a different direction, and that feels strange to me. We wrote this line because, when you think of Joker, this is what you get.
Yeah.
And then the end product didn't match that entirely.
Right.
But the moments that I like that there just aren't enough of. Putting a gas grenade in the mouth. The practical joke of that. The lunacy behind the fact that the pin is tied to a thread on his coat that is unraveling.
Right.
The breast pocket thing inside of his jacket with the grenades and the thing that he's like,
let's not blow this out of proportion.
Trick. Yeah, let's not blow this out of proportion. And then such a great line in this movie. Two moments I love and I laugh really hard at in this movie. One is Joker's. And it's when the guy says, "You really think you can steal from us and just get away?" And Joker's like, "Yeah." It's so cold and dry.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I equally enjoy that.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah. And the other moment is when I don't know if he's like an accountant or just some stupid weasel who has deduced that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And Morgan Freeman has got the MVP line in this movie.
Sure.
So let me get this straight. You think that your client, one of the wealthiest men in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his evenings beating criminals to a pulp with his bare fists, and your plan is to blackmail this person? good luck.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's it's so funny. And you realize in that moment, yeah, he's got like this built-in immunity almost, because it's like, you like, like, yeah, he's like, and your plan is to blackmail this person?
Yeah.
He will kill you. He won't kill you. But you know, it's not going to end well for you if you go through with this. But yeah, you know what? On the whole, and then at the end of the day, the thing that I hate, the thing that ruins it for me. Where are they? Like, there's this old video. I don't know if I brought this up before. There's this old video. It's like it's like a skit. I don't know if it's college humor or what it is. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's Joker and Batman, and they're sitting in the interrogation thing. And he's like, you know, why do you want to kill me? And the guy playing Joker is like, sorry, what? Why do you want to kill me? Why do you want to kill me? And it just keeps going on, and it's so funny. He's like, you know, maybe if we get can we get a pen? Could you write it down? You know, and he's like, you might want to see a doctor because I think you have a really bad case of throat cancer. I don't have throat cancer. And it's so funny. It's so friggin' funny.
It is good.
But it's accurate.
Oh, yeah.
It's to like, a degree. It gets a little bit worse in this one.
Yeah.
And like I said, in the next one, it's like even far worse. I just don't get it. Whose idea? What moron on set didn't say, look, I know I'm just light technician number 8, but I'm seeing what's happening here, and I can't believe my ears, and I'm thinking maybe, hey, people are going to enjoy Batman in this film more if they know what the flip he's saying. It's just so stupid. I just don't get it. I don't get it, because it's like, it's literally like, so Benedict Cumberbatch did this documentary where he narrated a documentary about penguins. And you know how there's all these, like, everybody's got this thing. I'm sure there's words, Pete, that you know that are common everyday words or phrases or whatever it is. And for whatever reason, you're never 100% sure whether you're pronouncing it right or not. So you avoid saying it because you're embarrassed if you happen to get it wrong.
For sure.
Right? It's the, you know, tie me over versus tied me over. Or play it by year versus play it by ear.
Sure.
So it just so happens, and we won't hold it against him, but it just so happens for Benedict Cumberbatch, penguins is one of those words.
Oh, shoot.
And he had 2 different pronunciations in his head, and he made a choice and he went for it. And so for this entire documentary, he calls them penguins. And he did an interview about it, and he's like, there's directors and casting people, and I have a manager whose job it is to make me not ever look stupid. And how did it get that far to the, and that's just it, right? And I feel the exact same way about how did something that was clearly such a stupid creative decision. Yes, you need a different voice for Batman than just your regular voice. You can't you can't sound like Bruce Wayne. But if this is your regular voice and you go, "Hi, my name's Bruce Wayne." Your voice, your Batman voice can be, "I'm Batman." It doesn't have to be, "I'm Batman." Like, it's so stupid, and I just don't. And it ruins. It literally ruins for me what should be, like, you know, The Dark Knight is a great movie, but at the end of the day, it's a Batman movie, which means as an individual, I should be the most excited and geeking out the hardest in any scene that has Batman. And I don't. Those are the movies where I'm like hitting myself in the head going, why? Give me more of Maggie Gyllenhaal for Pete's sake. I just don't want to see Batman because it's not the thing that it drives me up the wall. I hate it. I hate it.
I don't mind it. I do not mind it.
Oh my goodness. It's so bad.
I'm okay with it.
It makes no sense. Okay, then from now on, if you don't mind it, then when we do the Dark Knight Rises, the whole time.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Man Podcast. My name is Brady. This is my co-star Pete.
Right.
The reasons I don't like this film are like. Oh, but you asked for it, man. That's fine. It's gonna happen.
I'm eager. I'm a little nervous.
So stupid.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm a little eager.
Like literally, and shame on Alfred. Shame on Alfred. At no point was Alfred like. At no point was Alfred like, Master Bruce. I know you want to do this vigilante thing and all, but I'm kind of thinking to myself, what if, when you're threatening the criminals, they actually know what you're saying? Like,
right.
It's so bad. Anyways, that's everything I have to say.
Okay. We've hit on most things I wanted to touch on too. I will just say, I am just curious, and this is more nerding out. I don't think the film needed to go on this. I am just genuinely curious. And in fact, maybe if the Joker had returned in the third film as intended, maybe we would have got some backstory. Maybe not. But I love the concept of this Joker, and just like when he is arrested, like there's no DNA match, there's no fingerprint match, he's got custom clothes, like they've got no ID on him. And just my inner curiosity as a human being is like part of the story. I just want to know his origin, just what his story is. I'm just so intrigued. And
yeah. And don't get me wrong, it is an excellent performance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it is a cool Joker.
Yep.
Like, you know, the moment when Joker hits the most for me is when Batman is feeding Joker his own teeth in that interrogation room, and Joker is laughing. And that is when I'm like, yes, that is the Joker. Right? Or when he's sitting in a jail cell and he's like, I just want my phone call. Because he's got a plan to blow the place up and to do all this. Like, it is good. And it's just not, you know.
Oh yeah. And just as a specific anecdotal thing, just when he, in that interrogation scene where he says, like, you have nothing on me. Like, there is nothing.
You have nothing to threaten me with.
There is nothing.
With all your power.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of talked about at the beginning, just with the stakes of what they're fighting over and how it's being fought, where this villain is just so rich and it's going, wow, he's not motivated by money. He's not motivated by he is quite scary because they can't put a finger on him and they can't find his pressure point. Like it's quite eerie at times, to be honest.
Do you want to know why I use knives? Guns. I effed up the line. You want to know why I use knives? Guns are too quick. You can't savor all the little emotions. When someone's about to die, that's when they show their true colors. That's when they show who they really are. So in some ways, I know your friends better than you ever did.
Yeah.
Would you like to know which one of them were cowards? It's so, like, he's good. Again, and there, like, I mean, there I go.
He works people.
Yeah. He is good. And I do like that we see him briefly during the parade scene. We do see him out of makeup.
Yes, very briefly. Very briefly.
That's a cool shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
there were two little minuscule problems I had that, like when I watched Batman Begins, and this is what I'll finish it up with. There were some times where I watched it now and this film wasn't immune anymore. I wasn't going, it's perfect. There were just a couple little things. The 3D bullet scan fingerprint recreation, that didn't exactly age well with me. I just thought that was a little bit too far. And there was one sequence actually at the party for Harvey Dent where Batman jumped out of the building to save Rachel. And I just don't understand how they even survived that fall, because unlike other falls where he uses his cape to kind of glide, he literally just hit a car. Like, he just hit it like a pancake. And I mean,
it could be some suit tech. I mean, he's got the Kevlar plating and shit at that point. Right? But I do think that too. And I'm like, man, you just folded that car.
Yes.
You folded that engine block with your spine.
And they're just laying there having like pillow talk, being like, oh, Bruce, why? Oh, Bruce, oh. How could you?
Yeah.
And just in that specific scene, I just always wonder, like, how does that party end? Like, Joker's up there with like hundreds of guests in Bruce's apartment, and like they just take the elevator and leave. Like, there was no other repercussions to deal with, or hey, now that Rachel's safe, I've got Joker in a fixed location. Why don't I like beat his ass or just capture him or something? But anyway, couple small things. I still think it's a great film. Not an amazing film, not a perfect film, but still a film worthy of viewing for what it is.
Absolutely.
Well,
so 0 to 10, sir.
Sure. I give this a 10. No, I'm just kidding. I gave it an 8.8. So in context, I gave Batman Begins an 8.3. So it's within a half point of each other. So to me, they're both really good films.
So you do think it's better?
Slightly. And I will say this. So I gave it an 8.8. On Marshall's scale, I gave it a 9. My point is, I would pay money to see this in a movie theater. It would be time and money well spent. I think it gets a good grade. The one thing I want to say is just this distinction, and I can't put a number on it, and I just want to say it for what it is. I think my favorite Batman movie, and my favorite Batman movie in this trilogy, is Batman Begins. But I think my favorite movie would be The Dark Knight, just for the reasons I said. It transcends some of the strict comic book stuff that I think it's a standalone film and maybe holds its own weight a bit more. So I'd say my favorite Batman movie is Batman Begins, but of the two, my preference as a movie overall would probably be Dark Knight.
Cool.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. Cool. So respectable. 8.8, great film rating, but it's not a hey, this is a movie that everyone has to have tattooed on their spine.
Right. Yeah. The reason I didn't.
Now I am curious, because you gave Batman Begins a respectable score, but where does The Dark Knight score?
Yeah, what did I give it? It was
I think it was like 7.5.
7.5?
I think it was 7.5.
Maybe. Okay.
It was a respectable score.
So somewhat similarly to you, I give it a 7.8.
Okay.
Just in the closity of the, so 7.8. You know what? It's which is almost an 8, which is high. Like, that's a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sure.
There's only 22% chance that I'm going to go, I'm not in the mood. It's good. Absolutely it's good. It's The Dark freaking Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Heath Ledger's performance is good. It's not always the Joker that I want. I like my Jokers to be, have the chemical bath and all of it, like the bleached skin, not the makeup. But that's just me, right? It's a preference.
Yep.
But yeah, 7.8. It's and again would be so much higher, so much higher, if not for the
What?
So
Of the two things, if you could only change one things, if you were omnipresent and could do such things, if you could take away the hype that is around this movie and that maybe damages it for you, or if you could change Christian Bale's voice, which thing would bump the rating of the movie higher, if you know what I mean?
Oh, taking away Christian Bale's voice.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we took away the Christian Bale voice, the movie would be, maybe not all of it, but would be deserving of more of that hype.
And like we said, the voice doesn't bother me as much, so that kind of explains why maybe this movie sits a bit better for me, in some ways than it does for you. So that it makes sense. Your story
Cool.
your story checks out.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Marshall.
Hey fellas, this week I finally got around to watching Alfred Hitchcock's film Psycho, which was released in 1960. I don't know a ton about films released in the 50s and 60s, but I imagine this film was quite an impressively well put together film for its time, which may explain why so many critics have given it such a high score. What did you watch this week?
I haven't seen either, like, any rendition of Psycho.
I'm quickly trying to think. I think I'm in the same boat. I think, like, there's this sound, like, there's the music, the iconic music, and there's some... Yeah. But I don't think I've seen either myself.
No. Okay.
But I feel like, for various reasons...
add it to the list, though.
Well, so there's the tie-in, I guess, because the more recent one has Christian Bale, right? And
no, that's American Psycho. I think that's different.
Right, okay.
I think that's a different thing altogether.
Okay.
I don't know, though. Huh.
Right.
Well,
regardless,
regardless, I should watch Psycho.
Yeah.
We should all watch
Psycho.
What would you watch this week?
I don't have much to add to the list. I watched a 1986 movie called Down by Law. It's an independent film, an indie movie comedy. It was fine. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It got a 3 out of 10 for me. Not that it was a bad film per se. It just wasn't what I was really into. But a film starring, coincidentally enough, Roberto Benigni, who made Marshall's top 10 actors list when he was on our show. So yeah, that's what I watched this week. What did you watch?
I watched the first Kingsman movie. Just kind of gearing up because the Kingsman is coming out near Christmas. And I just wanted to sort of re-inundate myself with the universe and
of course.
So
Yeah.
And that's it. I almost watched something that I wasn't like, I'm not against it, but I was like, it was certainly, okay, secretly I was kind of looking forward to it because I was like, oh, okay, this could be like broaden my horizons or something. It didn't end up happening. Ultimately, I'm thankful because it would have been a 3-film, 6-hour movie marathon. And I just didn't want to watch all 3. The Kissing Booth? Is that? It's like it's on Netflix, The Kissing Booth 1, 2, and 3. And it's like a teen romance thing. Straight to Netflix kind of, but it's but it's got like a following. So I don't know, Twilight had a following. So I don't know. Like,
it did. Interesting. I am not familiar with this.
Avatar has a following.
Avatar.
There are those who like Lost in Translation. So just because people are into it doesn't mean squat. Cool. Bundle it up, man. Winter's coming. Put a coat on it.
Thank you for listening. We do really appreciate it. Please like, follow, subscribe on all our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. please check out our Patreon page, our merchandise page. It's ways for you to help support the show, keep the lights on, pay the bills. Thank you for our existing Patreon supporters. And until next week. Also, if you can rate and review us positively wherever you're listening, we do appreciate it. Help push us forward in the algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah. That way my mother will love me. Or at least that's what I'm hoping.
And until next time, where are they?
Goodbye. Until next time. Goodbye.